mix. Sports mix. You in the mix. Rockin' with Kenny. When it comes to news, man, he got plenty. You in the sports mix with Kenny. News and knowledge. A lot of dope techniques make kids become scholars. You need to tune in. A lot of hot topics. When it comes to sports, Kenny sound like a prophet. You in the mix, man. You in the mix. Plus he keep you up on all the hottest trends. Plus you never know who he has as a guest. So grab a cold one, man, and just tune in. You in the mix, man. You in the mix. You in the mix. Sports mix. You in the mix. Rockin' with Kenny. When it comes to news, man, he got plenty. You in the mix, man. You in the mix. You in the mix. Sports mix. You in the mix. You rockin' with Kenny. When it comes to news, man, he got plenty.
Oh shit, we here. Sports mix. Don't run.
That's right.
We ain't running. I ain't scared of none of you.
Right. And win or lose.
Win or lose, we gonna be here. Tough one today. Ravens take the L. Cleveland showed up. They hung in there, and it didn't start good for Cleveland. You know what I'm saying? Second play of the game, pick six. I mean, it looked like it was great. Be one of them games for the Ravens, but yeah, it didn't get the outcome we wanted. You know, I guess my old saying, the steak not gonna be as seasoned tonight, not as tender. The bed a little warm. Probably won't be no babies made tonight. Might be some divorces filed for.
Yeah.
You know, might be some divorces filed for. You know how that shit go.
Tough loss. Phone calls and shit, 911 calls.
Yeah. Some domestic violence. And I ain't making light of that. Before y'all jump on me, I ain't making light of the domestic violence. So let me stop. But what's up, man? Got my man Dino.
Yeah,
in the
man.
building.
Well, I'm here. It was a tough one. Ravens led the whole game except for that final kick.
Yeah. And you kind of could see that coming.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, when they didn't they didn't score on that last possession and had to get that ball up. It took a lot of time left, but the time was on Cleveland's side.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't have to rush. They just had to get in possession, to get in field goal position. Run the clock down, and they did an excellent job. Time management, and they got it done. So you can't really. I'm not going to beat the Ravens up too bad. I mean, this is a battle against the number 1 and number 2 defensive team. So the amount of points that was put up, that wasn't expected for the top defensive teams like that. But it's a division game. You know what I'm saying? It's a division game, man, and I guess division games, you just throw all of the stats out the window. You know what I'm saying? Because it's more at stake than just what the ranking is defensively and all that stuff, man. So tough loss. Tough loss today. But let's start breaking it down a little bit. I took some notes here. So like we said, game started off in the Ravens' favor. I mean, right, second play of the game, Kyle Hamilton, getting that backfield, got his hands up.
Yeah.
Got his hands up on the pass and batted right to himself and walked on into the end zone for a 6-0, 7-0 lead right off the break. And you can't ask for a much better start than that.
No.
Second play of the game.
That was beautiful.
Yeah, beautiful. I mean, I really thought it was going to be a runaway. I said, man, if we playing like this today, yeah, it's gonna get ugly. It's gonna get ugly quick, But you still had 4 whole quarters to play.
Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna fall behind, the earlier you fall behind, the more time you have to catch back up.
Yeah, absolutely. And Ray Lewis had a saying, 60 minutes. 60 minutes. You got to play
Yeah.
60 minutes, man.
Yeah.
60 minutes. And I gotta figure out what's going on with my comments. I got some comments, but I can't see them on my feed so I can put them up
Okay.
on the screen. So we got let me see. Kevin James. What's up, Kev? O-line got handled. Run game goes to the second half. Defense got, I ain't gonna say what he said.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wish I could put these. I wish I could put these comments up. I gotta figure out what's going on with that. Why I can't put the comments up from my page, my personal page. If I can put them up from the Sports Mix group, I can do that.
Okay.
But just not the from my personal page. But I'll try to read some of them comments as they come up. There they go. All right, here we go. All right, I guess I had to make a move on my part. I got it. Let me see. So, McCurry couldn't handle Garrett all game after Stanley went down. Yeah, Stanley went down in what, second half?
Yeah, I think so.
He went down in the second half.
Yeah.
And Stanley is hurt. That's like breaking news, right?
Did they say what kind of injury he had?
Nah, they didn't say what the injury was, but I mean, he looked like he looked like he was in a lot of pain.
Yeah, it did. It didn't look good.
But for him to be hurt, that's not breaking news. And I'm not gonna beat up Stanley too bad.
Yeah.
What it did. So let me check here. All right, so Hamilton with the pick six. Cleveland had a 3-and-out, and then the young phenom Keaton Mitchell, man, 39-yard touchdown run, and I mean, goddamn, he outran the secondary.
Yeah.
And you ain't supposed to you're not supposed to outrun safeties and cornerbacks like that.
No, absolutely not.
So what happened to the young fella the rest of the game though?
Yeah, it seemed like he wasn't getting that much time. I don't know if there was some kind of injury problem or something. I know he was coming in the game with a little bit of a tender hamstring.
Okay.
So I'm not sure what happened, but he did. I just saw him very infrequently the rest of the game. So not quite sure.
I mean, Gus did all right. He got a TD late.
Yeah.
He got a TD in the second half. But I mean, the young fella, man, is such a weapon. And he almost had a touchdown pass.
Yeah, he dropped that one.
Yeah, he dropped that one. Yeah, he almost had a touchdown pass.
That thing hit him right in the number.
Yeah. So I'd like to know, I had to dig into it a little more why he didn't play as much.
Yeah.
The second half as he did, starting the game out. Because he's a weapon for sure. He is a for sure weapon.
Yeah, no doubt about that.
So the next possession, Cleveland kicked the field goal. So I did take a note. Thing I noticed, I don't know if you picked it up, that a lot during this game, more than we usually see, Lamar was lining up under the center. I mean, he was in shotgun primarily, but he was up under center a lot more than we usually see from him.
Yeah, that's pretty interesting.
And I think that's a good look. You know what I'm saying? It give the team, to give defenses a different look.
Mm-hmm.
Moving forward, just how they lining up, and just the kind of things they was running out of that. They was able to draw the offsides on the fourth down.
Yeah,
he was under center. Which they probably was anticipating a sneak or
probably so. Yeah,
a run. And they jumped offsides on that. So I think putting him under the center in spots is good. It's a good look. It didn't work out in our favor today, but it was a good thing to see. Good thing to see. So Kim asked that they didn't use Gus. Yeah, they used Gus. They used Gus more the second half than Then the young fella, we was talking about the young guy, why he wasn't getting any burn. Keaton Mitchell. We were kind of looking at why he wasn't getting a lot of runs the second half. But Gus got some runs. He got a touchdown as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Then, and okay, yeah, exactly. And then the Kim also mentioned. Let me put that up. Give Kim some props. What's up, Kim? My former co-worker. She didn't see the game, but the field goal block was huge.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, with the outcome of the game, the field goal block was huge. You know what I'm saying? And you never know how them things going to affect the game when they happen. You know what I'm saying? And this is one of them times, you know what I'm saying, where we lose the game, and you know how they be when Harbaugh go for it on fourth and didn't take the points. This is one of them times because like I said, when we had those arguments, like I say, anything can happen. You know what I'm saying? There's no guarantee that the kick is gonna get made. Kick got blocked today. You know what I'm saying? Now, again, there's no telling. Cleveland would have played the end of the game differently had the Ravens been up 34 to 30 at that time. Sure. They would have had to go for the touchdown, of course. And they were moving the ball on the Ravens. You know what I'm saying? Like, it wasn't like the few games in the past where the Ravens wasn't giving up touchdowns. That they was able to stop drives. They was able to hold the teams back. So today, Cleveland is tough. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna give them some props. Melvin Scott, what's up, homie? The doctor. Cleveland has an outstanding front seven. Yep. And I didn't see the San Francisco game, but I know I keep up with them, and they playing some really good football. And I just saw the stat early in the game that Watson is 4-1 this year as the Cleveland starter. So I know he missed a couple games. So, for all the stuff people had to say about him and the stuff that he had going on the last couple of years, man, he's still one of the top quarterbacks in this league, once he's healthy and got all the nonsense behind him, man. He's a good up-and-coming quarterback before all of that stuff. And he's a more mature guy now, and he played a hell of a game. I got nothing but props for Deshaun Watson today. He earned that $230 today. Ain't nobody complaining about that contract today.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I think just getting real with this game. The Ravens got dominated in this game. I mean, that score being 30, whatever the score was, 33-31, it is not indicative of this game and how it was played. The Cleveland Browns dominated the Ravens. I mean, look, we was up 17-3. We were up 24-9 in the second half. And this Cleveland Browns team was just dominant. That pressure on Lamar was relentless. Clearly, man, when you got Za'Darius on one side and the top defensive player in the league on the other side, man, that caused a lot of problems. They were able to run the ball, and you saw Deshaun Watson. I mean, if you look at the Ravens team this year, we played Joe Burrow with a bum leg. We played a bunch of backup quarterbacks with a lot of teams. We did play starting quarterback for Detroit, but we hadn't really played an elite quarterback. We played the Steelers. Kenny Pickett ain't elite. This guy here, Deshaun Watson, is an elite quarterback, whether folks want to give him credit or not. And he certainly played that way. So here we are playing an elite quarterback, and we're playing the top defense in the league. Yeah. And this was a game, man, where there were some terrible things that happened to Cleveland. Our buddy dropped the punt on the 5-yard line or wherever he was. Prochet.
Yeah.
I didn't even know he was with Cleveland. I think he was just trying to help us out a little bit. Thank you, James. But so there was a lot of penalties called on Cleveland in crucial moments.
Yeah.
Some of them look a little bogus to me, suspect. I'm like, what? Where was the hold in that? I mean, so when you think about all the things that was happening to Cleveland, a missed extra point that would have tied the game up.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
but nonetheless, all that craziness that was happening to them, they never lost focus. It was almost as if they knew they was going to win this game, and they knew that they were dominant. And once, you know, Stanley go down, and then Humphrey goes down, you start to see where depth plays such an important role. Rock, what's the number 23, the corner? Man,
Russell.
That dude, man. Yeah. I see why he don't get on the field that much.
Yeah,
man. He didn't even try to make a tackle when the guy was going into the end zone. But you know, it looked like the Ravens were able to score some points and should have been able to hold on to this victory. But this Cleveland team with an elite Deshaun Jackson and the #1 defense, if you want to look at who is the biggest threat to the Ravens going to the Super Bowl, you saw that team today. You saw the team today. It is the Cleveland Browns. They've always had talent. Now you got Deshaun Watson. He was a little beat up in the game. He was having a tough time getting up, little injury, ankle twisted, all kinds of things happening. But he hung in there, man. The dude hung in there. And at one point in the second half, I think he's saying he was like 13 for 13. I'm not sure if he even had an incomplete in the second half. He played so well. So shout out to the Cleveland Browns, man. Big, strong win for them, man.
Yeah, good win. Good road win for them. Good road win. It's a division win, you know, and they've been playing some good football the last few weeks, you know, and they're definitely a team, you know, come playoff time, they're going to be a tough out.
Yeah, for anybody.
You know, they get it done on both sides. You know, like I say, Watson is playing kind of rounded into shape. The defense is #1, you know, and they are, you know, prime and ready. They look like they're ready. They look like they're ready to take the next step. You know, and that's the thing. You know, when you get a slow start like that and you playing from behind, you know, and I know the commentator made a point of it when they missed the extra point. You kind of see a couple of the defensive guys running over there to the kicker, kind of like, yo, we got it. Don't worry about it. You know, and it's that, or you'll get the next one. And, you know, and that's part of team building, you know, having that faith in each other, even when your back is against the wall, you know, and so I want to make this you know, giving Cleveland too much goddamn credit on the sports mix. We are in Baltimore. You know, but I don't take nothing from them. You know, I don't take nothing from them, man. They played a hell of a game, and you know, 60 minutes. You know, they got it done, man. They played 60 minutes. Played a great game, man, and you know, they got the dub. So, shouts out to Cleveland, you know, coming in town and getting the W. I'm gonna give Deshaun Watson a call, man. I mean, I'm not feeling too good tonight. Maybe he can give me send me a masseuse.
Couple phone numbers or something.
You know, yeah, he sent me a good masseuse, man. I know you know somebody in town, Deshaun. If you're watching, and I'm sure he is, hit my inbox, man, with a masseuse. I'm not feeling too good about this loss, so
yeah, looking for a happy ending, huh?
Yeah. Well,
hey.
You know, yeah.
That's how Deshaun was rolling.
Yeah, the game wasn't too happy for me, so maybe I could score in other areas, you know. So yeah. So, you know, moving on, you know, we would get to halftime. 17-9 Ravens. You know, Cleveland had the 3 field goals. Tucker had the field goal blocked in the first half. That would have made it 20-9 had he made that. You know, man, listen. I hate when I can't see who making these comments, man. I want to give you credit for your comment, but yeah, I just want to you know, I want to oh, that's Kim. my that's Kev about the we talking about the happy ending. Yeah, but so let me get back to my notes. Let me get back to my notes here. Yeah, so we coming out of the half. It's 17-9 at the half. Lamar threw an interception at the end of the half, didn't hurt us. We get the ball coming out first half, and Jackson hit Odell Beckham on that slant, man, and that was a beautiful play. Good to see Odell to get in that end zone off the slant. Excuse me. What was your thoughts when with that play? Seeing Odell, and that was a 40-yard run too after the catch.
Yeah, man, Odell, man. He was dealing with some injuries earlier in the season, and a lot of people was coming down on him, but there was another penalty on somebody defending him early in the game again, a holding. Mm-hmm. He seemed to do that every game. That's just as good as a catch and interference calls and things like that. Nice pass by Lamar. OBJ looked good, 40 yards. Letting folks know he still got it.
Yeah, he's still in the game. And really, because you don't have to focus on him, I think just Lamar having the weapons, he can spread that ball around a little bit. Him and Zay seem to have some chemistry, and Zay is dynamic. He's a dynamic talent that's still learning. And I heard the commentator make the comment during the game that once he really learns route combinations and how to really, work them soft spots in them zones.
Yeah.
How much more dangerous he's going to be? How much more dangerous he's going to become? He's already making some big plays, with his limited knowledge. I mean, this is only his 8th game, 8th or 9th game in the league. So he still got a little learning to do. But the kid, man, is showing you that he's to the Ravens what we thought Hollywood was going to be. I think he's showing us this is what we thought Hollywood was going to be. In them few years we had him. And Hollywood made some plays, but nothing. I don't think he made plays this dynamic. He didn't look as dynamic when he made some of the plays he made.
Yeah.
And that's just my personal observation. I'm happy for Hollywood that he's out there. With his buddy.
Yeah. I mean, DeCosta missed on that pick.
Yeah.
I mean, Hollywood was a number 1 pick as a wide receiver. He bypassed Brown, who's with the Eagles right now. He was in that same draft. He bypassed DK Metcalf, who was in that same draft, and he picked Hollywood Brown first. Hollywood yard after catch is not there. He don't have any shiftiness to him. You blow on him and he fall down, even though he's got speed and he do got good hands. But when you bypass those guys, that's a big error. That's a big miss on Eric DeCosta.
Yeah, big for sure. So after that, 24-9, Ravens. Next possession for Cleveland, Kareem Hunt, 2-yard touchdown, 24-17. So Cleveland is fighting back. They've been inching away at it, kicking field goals. Now they got a touchdown. They got the 2-point conversion. That cut it to a 7-point lead. Just a one score lead. Very next, Jackson had a big play to Andrews. No point scored there. They punt the ball away. Cleveland fumbled, and Devin Duvernay recovered the fumble. And that was you said Prochet was point shaving, huh?
Yeah, helping us out, man.
Yeah. Thanks, James.
James, appreciate that.
And then in that drive, once we recovered the ball, that's the drive where Ronnie Stanley got injured, which ended up being pivotal because I think Kevin James mentioned it. He was getting a lot of pressure from that left side.
Yeah.
Once he went out of the game, you know what I'm saying? So Gus Edwards goes in for a 2-yard touchdown run. 31-17, Ravens at that point. Next possession, Deshaun Watson hits Moore for a 10-yard touchdown pass. 31-24, Ravens. Next possession is when the interception,
pick six,
the pick six, the block, and I don't even think he blocked it. When I looked at the replay, hit it in the helmet.
Yeah, hit the guy in the helmet.
Hit the guy in the helmet, and they picked Newsom picked it off and got the 6, and that's when they missed the field goal, missed the extra point. So it's 31-30. Ravens next possession, they punt it. No points. And then we get to that final possession, for Cleveland, man, and they were able to work the clock. They managed the clock down to the last 3 seconds. They were in field goal position. I think it was a penalty or two in there that kind of extended the drive or helped them with possession a little bit. But they did I guess they call that the 2 minute. They ran the 2 minute to perfection. And they came out of there with the dub, man. Got out of there with the dub. So it's on to Cincinnati.
Thursday night, right?
And I'm gonna tell you, I'm not saying that the team was doing this, but I know the fans, I know around town, I heard a lot of talk yesterday about Cincinnati. Nobody was talking about today's game. It was always Thursday night. And I just heard this stuff. I didn't engage in none of it. But yeah, I think there's a lot of people, man, kind of overlooking this game. These are not the Bengals of old. I mean, the Browns of old. Cleveland, you almost could put a win up on them when the schedule came out. 2 wins, as a matter of fact. But today wasn't that day, and we beat them in Cleveland, so we tied up for the season series. But the Ravens they got 2 division losses now. Got a loss to Cleveland and got a loss to Pittsburgh. Got an opportunity Thursday night. They got an opportunity to sweep the Cincinnati, which is another huge game. Another huge game was going to leave that Pittsburgh game, the final game of the season. They could determine the division winner. It could have some implications depending on what happens in between now and then. But it could have some big implications, man, for how the playoffs play out and all of that, home field and everything else. So, just some thoughts as we wrap up the Cleveland game. We start kind of looking forward to that Cincinnati game.
Yeah, and the thing about this loss that the Ravens had, and again, the Ravens aren't going to win every game.
No,
they're going to lose again. They're going to lose a couple games going down the stretch here. They're not going to win every game. They're going to play poorly in some games. I thought that this was one of the games that they played kind of poorly. I think if you look at the NFL right now, you're looking at, in my eyes, you're looking at the big four. I got, the Eagles and the 49ers on the NFC, and you got the Ravens and the Browns on the AFC side. That's my big four right now. And but again, you can't get too emotional about the Ravens losing games. It's going to happen. And this team will still represent, this team is going to represent the AFC in the Super Bowl. So enjoy the ride, enjoy the ups and downs. It happens this way. The injuries is a little bit concerning because I think that the Ravens are somewhat fragile when it comes to offensive line. I don't think Moses played today. Mm-mm. And now when you got Stanley going down, you got to bring Falele in the game, and Makari has to play to one side, and they're playing against what I thought was one of the great pickups in the offseason was Cleveland getting Zadarius Smith, because now you got that other bookend on the side of the NFL Defensive Player of the Year. This guy's going to win it. for Cleveland over there. He's the most dominant defensive player in the league right now. And when you got Zadarius on that other end, man, they are really, really formidable. And one of the things that was kind of concerning with the Ravens in this game was, and Humphreys was a big loss too. Yeah. But the physicality. I mean, Cleveland played a way more physical game than the Ravens. I mean, you know, I've seen several plays where that tight end was running over people and pushing the pile and you know, being dominant. Even that play where Lamar was running out of bounds, he got the shit knocked out of him. Yeah. You know, on that play. I mean, that's how you play.
Yeah,
that's how you play football. Physical football, man. Football. You do that. Yeah, I know we were upset with the play. It looked like his foot had hit the out of bounds, but hey, if I'm in that guy's shoes, I'm doing the same thing. You come to dominate. Cleveland has this defense, man, that they are dominant, that front seven. I'm not that crazy about their secondary. Ward is tough, but I think that the secondary is so much better because the front seven is so good and putting pressure. And, you know, Lamar Jackson never looked comfortable today back there. He wasn't sitting back throwing darts like we've been seeing him over the past several weeks. That pressure, man, that pressure was there. And shout out to the Cleveland Browns, boy. I mean, they the ones right now. They the one.
So you got Myles Garrett ahead of what's the boy name? TJ Watt.
Yeah, Watt tough, no question. But this boy, Myles Garrett, man.
Yeah.
Man, this dude, and I'm saying with Zadarius on that other side.
Yeah, that make him even more dangerous.
That make him even more dangerous, man. That's rough, man. That is rough, man. That combination right there is rough.
Yeah, that make him even more dangerous, man. I mean,
yeah.
You know, and that's why, you know, it's imperative for the Ravens. You know, Oweh is playing a lot better. He got two Watson a day. Actually forced a fumble. Cleveland recovered it. Oweh is playing a lot better, which makes it, like you say, when you got two defensive ends that can get to that quarterback, it make your offensive line had to make some decisions. And you're getting pressure up front with the big boys.
Yeah.
So Cleveland handled them today.
Yes, they did.
Because you didn't hear Pierce's name like you heard the last couple of weeks. You know, they handled them guys.
Madubuike and them boys.
Madubuike, he got a sack.
They weren't quite as dominant though.
Yeah, but they was pushing. They was getting some big runs off.
Yeah.
You know, which hadn't happened to the Ravens defense in a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Jadeveon Clowney. I said it earlier. I think that was a huge pickup. Huge. You know what I'm saying? Because again, that's been a problem for this team, is getting pressure on the quarterback. And if you remember the first couple games, he wasn't even starting. He was coming off the bench. He was playing, and I guess he was kind of getting in shape.
Yeah.
He was late. He came in late. So they kind of were, but even when he was playing limited, he was getting to the quarterback. He was getting pressure. And I think I said it like the first or second week. He gonna end up starting. He gonna end up playing the bulk of the minutes. Number one, because of his experience. But number two, he getting to the he being disruptive. You know what I'm saying? He's being disruptive. So, you know, and I always been a Clowney fan. Yeah, I always been a Clowney fan. I mean, I was a big Clowney fan when he was in college.
And if you recall, the flop wasn't all that excited when the Ravens signed him.
Yeah, I remember.
There wasn't a whole lot of talk about them signing Clowney. Oh, he can't get to the quarterback. He a better run stopper than he is rushing the quarterback, and such and such seasons. He's only had X amount of sacks. I mean, it was all negativity about this guy. And I was glad they got him because he automatically, to me, came in as the best that they had on this team. And he's played excellent ball for the Ravens. Where would they be without him?
It'd be a little ugly. It'd definitely be ugly, man. And he like I say, he has been, to me, I think, because I've heard some comments from him that, you know, he feel like this is like his best stop. You know what I'm saying? I guess
Yeah.
he played at Cleveland a couple years. He played with Seattle for a couple years. He played with he bounced around a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
He bounced around a little bit, but they saying, I mean, I'm just hearing it that that he really feel comfortable here in the Ravens, that he got that Raven feel to him, and so again, man, it's a tough loss today. It's a tough loss. I'm sure, and I guess the good thing about this loss is it's a short week. We got to get right back on the sled Thursday night and try to make something happen.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
and it's another division game, and the whole country gonna be watching. You know what I'm saying? So it's prime time. It's a home game. It's a division game. You're coming off a tough loss. I'm expecting to see some fireworks Thursday night.
And this go round, we're facing the real Joe Burrow. We didn't play the real Joe Burrow the first go round. He had a calf injury. Mm-hmm. He wasn't himself, but he's been playing really good ball. He's been active. So we will be playing the real Joe Burrow Thursday night.
Yeah, and he coming off of a loss himself. He coming off of a loss, so he gonna be looking to get back on track. One thing about him, and I think we both had talked about this, in that playoff game last year, he didn't overwhelm this defense at all. So there was no fear factor of him, and his weaponry, because he got he got probably one of the best wide receiver cores in the league.
Yeah.
So, the thing with him, man, is you got to put heat on him. You got to keep that pressure on him, make him uncomfortable, hit him. You know what I mean? Sometimes you might have to, take one of them 15-yard joints, you know what I'm saying, just to let them know, hey, we coming. You know what I'm saying? We coming. And that the hit you talked about on Lamar, being on the sideline, and it was, they didn't like that he hit. Hey, sometimes you have to do that. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you gotta go ahead and just to let them know, listen, we're not gonna stop. We're gonna take this 15 yards, but we not stopping. We coming. You know what I'm saying? We coming. So and that keep his head on the swivel a little bit, looking to get hit or looking for where the hit is coming from.
Yeah. Next time he get his ass out of bounds. I don't think since he's been here as a Raven that I've ever seen Lamar take a hit like that before.
Nah.
I mean, he was not clean off his feet.
Yeah.
Went airborne.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
I saw that. Yeah, but he got up.
Yeah.
Which shows some toughness.
Mm-hmm.
Because they all playing football. I know we like to protect these quarterbacks at all costs.
Yeah.
Put the bubble wrap on them and, put red vest on them, and you're not supposed to touch them and all this old stuff, man. But he got up. He took the hit like a champ. He ain't Tom Brady him. He ain't go crying to the referee.
Nah.
You know what I'm saying? He got on up and went back to the huddle. It is what it is. So like I said, we preparing, getting ready for Cincinnati. Thursday night. So it's
Thursday night. Prime
short
time.
Week. Yeah, prime time. It's a short week, man. They ain't got a whole lot of time to be worrying about what happened. Because like I say, the fans, I know we got all week, man. We ain't in practice with the Ravens, so we don't know what's going on. We just can't wait till Thursday now. At least we ain't gotta wait till Sunday to see. We can wait, find out Thursday night what's gonna happen. Are the Ravens gonna rebound? Are they gonna bounce back? Get back on the right side of the winning of the the winning column. And that's the code. That's the goal. That's the key. That's the key, man. You can't sit in your losses and can't be sulking and whining about it. It is what it is. And let's move on and get to the next one. We wanted to win, didn't get it. And on to Cincinnati. Sound like a coach, don't it?
A little bit, yeah. Yeah. That's probably exactly what Harbaugh was in the locker room saying.
Yeah. Yeah, because I'm getting prepared. You know,
Yeah.
getting prepared. My season start Wednesday, so I don't want to be I don't want to be doing a whole lot of. We'll get them next time, fellas. I want to get some wins. You know, so get my game shit together.
And again, man, like I said before, like a loss does some things for a team. And this was a last second loss. Again, it was a game that the Ravens should have won. But this loss here, I mean, was the other. I think you sent out a text message during the week where they had the Ravens. Somebody had picked the Ravens and the Eagles to be in the Super Bowl. I look around and some of the networks had the Ravens ranked as the #1 team in the NFL. You know, so you had a lot of people jumping on the Ravens bandwagon and saying they was going to be the Super Bowl team and they was a #1 team and their defense was this and Lamar and Monken's offense is that. So all of this stuff was happening to them. And obviously it can get to your head. It can make you feel a certain way. So to come and lose this game and the way that they lost it, they were out physical. They were manhandled in this game. I mean, let's be real. The Cleveland Browns manhandled these Ravens, and the Ravens had plenty of opportunities to put this game out of touch, out of reach, and they couldn't do it. So this is a good loss for them. They lost the game. They'll go lick their wounds. They'll look at this and check out that tape and see how they got out physical, and it'll help them going down, for the second half of this season.
Yeah, and I did not like all the love they was getting during the week. I didn't like it. Every time I turned around, the Ravens are the #1 team in the league. Ravens. I said, hold it.
Yeah.
Stop it.
It make you lose your edge.
Yeah, I don't like it. I didn't like it. I didn't like it one bit. Now, again, I'm not in the locker room with them guys. So I'm not gonna speak to their mentality or their mindset. Are they the type of guys that read their own news clippings and all that and get caught up?
Sure they do. Sure they do.
But I'm not gonna say that's what happened. You know, I'm gonna give Cleveland some credit. They came out and won the game.
Yeah, no, they won the game.
They won the game.
They won the game. Because see, Cleveland was hearing that stuff too.
Yeah, absolutely.
They were saying about the Ravens.
Absolutely. And again, you know, I said it last week, you know, when we was talking about, you know, when I talked about the national media, you know, how, you know, they only come in, they prepare for the game that they're doing. You know what I'm saying? Or if it's national writers and stuff like that, the ESPNs and all that, they depend on the local people to kind of give them what's going on with the team. You know what I'm saying? They not giving you what their eyes see. They just kind of giving you what somebody else is saying or what they see in the highlights.
Yeah.
And highlights are dangerous, you know, in this line of work. You know what I'm saying? Because the highlights I can put a highlight reel of myself together and you would think, why Kenny wasn't in the league? You know, why come Kenny didn't make it? You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So
yeah. They one-sided.
Yeah, so I'm real careful when I listen to like a lot of these national shows that don't really cover the Ravens like that. They're not with the team on the day-to-day. They're not seeing them week to week. They're just kind of watching highlights. Because like you said, you know, it was all love last week. The Ravens was the #1 this, they were the #1 that. Lamar's an MVP candidate. Lamar was the midseason MVP. I never even heard of that.
Yeah.
You know, I never heard of a midseason MVP award, but he won it. Well, it's not an actual award. It's just he was named the midseason MVP, which again, that's ridiculous. You know, we don't give midseason awards up. You know what I'm saying? But that's media stuff. That's stuff to have people talking. There's talking points. They make talking points. Well, because what happens if Lamar? And I'm just saying this. I'm not hoping this happens. But what happened if he wet the bed the rest of the year? So the midseason MVP, and then the second half of the year he was, you know, average. So then what's the talking points going to be? You know what I'm saying? So I don't get too caught up in all of the hype and all of the midseason this, the preseason that. You know, it's just like I made a comment to somebody the other day about the rankings in college basketball or any college sport, especially like before anybody played the game. You see all of these big schools that's losing this first week of college basketball. Michigan State lost to somebody. LSU women lost to somebody. I mean, you know what I'm saying? These number one teams, top 5 teams in the country.
Yeah.
Based off of what? Based off of what? We got another guest coming to the show.
Hey, fella.
Are you? Where you at? Where you at? New Orleans?
How y'all doing?
You with the Aints, man?
Yeah. Look, fellas, I'm in a discreet location. I didn't want to show my face. I had on my Ravens hat, but it was kind of spooky. How y'all doing?
We understand.
Yeah.
We do understand.
God damn, man.
What an entrance.
Right.
What an entrance.
Oh, my goodness gracious.
As only cheese can do.
Yeah.
Goodness
my
gracious.
Brother, what's happening, my brother?
What's up, fellas?
Right. Talk about it, G. Talk about what you saw.
I'm sorry, man. I don't know, man. Oh, goodness gracious. So what do you guys talk about? So I'm sorry I'm late.
Oh, you good. You good. We we kind of gave our thoughts on the game.
Hey, Kim, how you doing?
Tell us what you saw, Cheese.
I thought initially they looked pretty good, but I don't know what you fellas thought, but towards the end of the second quarter, and I think I had a sense that they was letting Cleveland hang around, and it seemed like they didn't put them away. And then Kim said I'd have missed the whole show. Sorry, Miss Kit. But yeah, man, it was like and then when they went up 2 scores, I'm still like, I was a little uneasy. I'm like,
yeah,
nah, something ain't right. And then, they just kept hanging around. They kept fighting. Then that interception, man, I'm like, gee whiz.
That was ugly.
It didn't feel like we up 2 scores, but didn't feel like it's over.
Yeah.
Like, because I the one thing I did when we was up like that, I looked at the clock.
Yeah.
Immediately. That's too much time.
Yeah, man.
Too much time.
Yeah.
And Cleveland was moving. They had got a touchdown by that time.
Mm-hmm.
So they showed that they could move the ball. They were running the ball really well.
Yeah.
They were running the ball really well. And the 2 touchdown lead, this to me, again, it said I think we need to get 2 more.
Yeah.
I said I felt like we need to keep the pressure on them. And I've been giving them credit all Cleveland, give credit to Cleveland, man. They played 60 minutes.
Yeah, they hung in there.
Football, man. Yeah. And it took all 60 minutes to get the dub.
Yeah.
Took all 60 to get it, but they got it,
And on top of that when they missed that was the PAT.
Yeah.
And they still were able to come back and, I'm like, shit, man.
Yeah.
So what's you guys, I didn't see it, I'm sorry. What's your guys' overall take on Lamar? As far as his game, what do you guys think today?
Oh man, I don't think he played bad.
Mm-hmm.
Like the interception. I mean, the ball hit off the dude's helmet.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, get it up over him. But the dude, I mean, it's just one of them things, man. It was just one of them things that happened. He did what you're supposed to do on defense. He got big. I think he even jumped kind of at the last minute and the ball hit him off the head.
Yeah.
And when the ball in the air like that, it's tough. It's tough. And I don't think he played bad. It wasn't one of his best games for sure. You know what I'm saying? And like Dean said, man, that hit that he took, first time that I've seen him get hit like that as well. Just get hit that hard.
Yeah.
Usually he able to avoid the big hit.
Mm-hmm.
And and I don't think the hit affected him. It
Mhm.
didn't stop him from playing. He just, it just. I just think, man, Cleveland. I want to give Cleveland their credit because they are the
Mhm.
number one defense.
Mhm.
So I don't want to discredit them by any way by saying, well, Lamar played a terrible game because he didn't play terrible.
Right.
He didn't play terrible. The interception, yeah,
Yeah, I mean, you saw Lamar playing against the number one defense, and again, to me, he never got comfortable like we saw him in the previous weeks. I thought he was that front seven just made him uncomfortable, and the other pick he threw it was that in the end zone? The pick he threw, did that count, or did they call a penalty on that?
They called a penalty on that one.
Yeah, man, some of them calls, man.
Well, he threw one at the end of the first half that
they
didn't score on that one. That was just kind of
So I think he was playing against probably arguably the best front seven in the league, and he never got super comfortable back there. But I don't think he played really poorly. But as a Ravens guy, I like to see Lamar put that cape on, when these games are close, and I want him to, turn into Superman in these games, and pull some of these out. Cleveland was a little bit too much for the Ravens today.
Yeah. I thought if they would have, especially up 14, it seemed like they didn't have they weren't, to me, and I could be wrong, they weren't as dedicated to running the ball.
I agree.
And I think that would have, if they would have sustained something, kind of took the clock away. I think, what's his name? Did Mitchell even have a rush in the second half? Maybe one, maybe
one.
And I'm like, yeah, and
I'm looking them up now.
Yeah.
Just
I'm not sure
what he did.
Yeah, I agree. I mean,
I know
you have to do something. You have
Yeah.
to do something when you got a pass rush like that, and you gotta counter it.
Yeah. And I don't think, as far as, I don't know. I didn't, and I look around and I think it seems like the last couple of weeks, even though when they were winning, it was fine, but how can you target OBJ only twice in a game? Every time it seemed like he touched the ball, he makes something happen. I don't know why they don't throw some screens the way you say, you offset the rush. You're thinking it's going to be a running back screen, but have him come into a wide receiver screen. Just give him the ball or something. I don't. Maybe it's just me. I don't. I don't understand. But
so today, Keaton Mitchell only had three carries.
Yeah, and that one was a long run for a touchdown.
Yeah.
And I think one of them was in the second half. I think he had one rush in the second half, maybe.
Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know, man. We had to get some. I had to check.
He caught didn't he catch a screen that he took for over 30 yards or something?
Yeah.
He had the pass was a nice play. And again, we talked about he dropped the touchdown.
He did.
He dropped the touchdown in the end zone too. But to see why I would have to hear, because I'm sure it's going to come up in the press conference with John Harbaugh, why he didn't get more touches the second half.
Yeah.
Why he wasn't more involved the second half.
Yeah.
And that's not to take nothing away from Gus.
Yeah.
Gus did what he does, but
I love Gus, man.
Yeah, I like Gus too. And Shorty, he's a dynamic young player. So, and he's got touchdowns in both of the games he's played so far, and dynamic runs at that.
Yeah,
So definitely you want to see him get more, and it's going to be. I know it's going to be questioned why he didn't get more more burn.
Now I tell you guys, it's going to be crucial now because this quick turnaround, and they're going to have to get this loss out of their system tomorrow because they play Thursday.
Yeah, and, we talked about that.
Yep. Yeah, they're going to have a game plan because Cincinnati lost, right?
Yep.
Yeah, so Cincinnati going to be looking to get back, and Joe Burrow and they're going to try to get back on track. So That's a big game Thursday night because you don't want to lose 2 in a row, and then you're gonna have to sit on that for a week and a half.
This is true.
Yeah,
And,
big game.
And see, and another thing too, like I told Dean, man, like I think from a fan perspective, I think a lot of fans was overlooking Cleveland. Because I heard a lot of people when I was out and about yesterday, there's a lot of people talking about Cincinnati, talking about the game Thursday. You know what I'm saying? So again, I don't think the Ravens as a team was overlooking Cleveland, but
no, they weren't. No,
I think the fans, kind of was looking at the height of that game because it's a big game. It's the we get to run it back. The playoff, the playoff loss last year. Burrow was back healthy. Like I think Dean mentioned that Burrow was healthy this time. He wasn't healthy when we played him early this season, and we beat him pretty good out there in Cincinnati. So it's definitely going to be a big game. It's definitely going to be a big game, and both teams coming off tough losses today. It's going to be a big game for sure.
I agree with Kim. She said Ravens can't get stuck on the day. Yeah, Kim, I totally agree. After the night, tomorrow they got to refocus. I totally agree, Kim. Yeah. And you're right. Every game is a big game. So I agree with Kim. I don't know how you can overlook Cleveland with that defense, man. I mean, I'm talking about the fans' perspective.
Yeah.
I know the Ravens didn't, but I don't know how the fans can say, nah.
Yeah.
Like she said, every game is a big game. Absolutely.
Yeah, and sometimes you gotta, consider. I don't really talk sports with a lot of people no more. Just for those reasons,
I think they made a comment during the game that John Harbaugh was 25-6 against Cleveland.
Yeah, I saw that.
And I think a lot of fans they recognize that the Ravens been kind of beating up on Cleveland historically, but this team is legit, man. And again, Deshaun Watson to me is an elite quarterback, and he showed it today. He played with poise. He ran the ball well. He got out of the pocket when he was supposed to. Looked like he was running. Got rid of the ball. Completed passes. I know at one point in the second half he was perfect. They showed the stat. He was 13 for 13 against the Ravens defense in the second half. So he played like an elite quarterback, and at this point he's the best quarterback that the Ravens have played against this year. When you think about Bad Leg Joe Burrow when we played, and then we played against a lot of backups too. So yeah, this was a test, big test.
And we talked about it. I know we talked about the last couple of weeks. The we into that part of the season. That November, December run. The weather's changing, man. That running game is going to be crucial. The running game is going to be crucial to anything we do moving forward. And the defense, the health on the defense.
Yeah.
I don't know what the status was with Marlon Humphrey. But we can't afford to lose him for any significant amount of time coming down, especially with a team like Cincinnati with the weapons they got on the wide receivers. I mean, they got a 3-headed monster at wide receivers, so you need your guys out there that can cover. And you have to put pressure on Burrow.
Yeah.
Because if he got any time, what I'm saying, to pick and choose which one of his guys he's gonna hit, it could be a long night for the Ravens.
Yeah.
So, what's up, Larry? Oh boy, what's up? He said you got to stay focused on the running game, which is true.
Yeah, they do.
I think, and sometime, man, with the way they play football now, it's easy to get away from the run when you. I guess it's the West Coast philosophy, the little short passes, and you can get some chunks off of it. I watch our teams, right? I watch like, and Kansas City might not be a great example because I think, and I think I said this last week when me and Dean were talking. Andy Reid is probably one of the greatest offensive minds ever in football. But the way, even when he's with Philly, the way that they set screens up, I mean, they always get chunks off of it. When I see the Ravens look like they try to set up a screen, look like the defense always cover it. You know what I'm saying? Like we don't get those where the pressure's coming and they set the screen up out there. You just lob it out there a lot of times and look like he just able to get chunks, big chunks of yards on screen. Sometimes even going for big touchdowns.
Right.
I don't know what we need to do to tighten up that screen game because that would be a hell of a weapon. Because they try to put a lot of pressure on Lamar because they was coming after him today.
Right.
They was coming after him today. I think they was coming after him when they hit the screen, when they hit the slant, when they hit OBJ for the slant. He had some pressure on it because he got it out quick. But that's if I had one area where I want to see the Ravens improve, it would be in the screen game. Setting up the dump offs.
Yeah.
In a screen situation where you got the blockers out in front, and you might got DBs back there trying to get around some big linemen. So I want to see that. I like to see that as an
especially with Keaton Mitchell.
Oh man, and with his speed, it's just something about speed. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we just the old saying, you can't teach speed. But man, he got past them. He got past them DBs, man, on that little run he made, and he made them look real pedestrian. And you're not supposed to be able to outrun DBs in professional football. They some of the fastest people on the field.
Yeah, that's real speed.
And he got around that corner, man. And I think the first one, I think he took the bad angle because he probably missed. Just didn't calculate this dude is that fast because there's not a lot of film on him. This is only his second week. So with the NFL, man, once they get some film on you, they kind of can play you a little different. But until they get some film on you, the advantage is to the player with the ball. And he got around that corner today. Look real good. Real good.
Yeah. And another thing I do want to point out, is that although he is still elite, I don't think that the Ravens have the advantage or as much of an advantage that they used to have when we talk about Justin Tucker. They don't have the same advantage. There are other kickers out here that are very good. We had a kicker from the Colts come in and hit 4 field goals over 50 yards to beat us. We're getting kicks blocked. I don't know. Was it the second one blocked or third one blocked this year?
I think it's the third one. Yeah.
Yeah. So we're seeing a lot more of that. So he's a first ballot Hall of Famer, but I don't know how old Justin Tucker is. But I just don't think that the advantage that we had with him in previous years is there like it used to be. And anytime you start seeing these kicks getting blocked, and I mean, I know he's missed a couple this year where he normally would make them. So Justin Tucker, 33. And I noticed a lot of even on some of his kickoffs, man, they don't even go out of the end zone anymore. And I don't like when the team has the opposing team has an opportunity to return the kicks. I don't really look at the Ravens coverage as being that great. So I like him to just kick all of them out and let your, top defense do their job and they get the ball at the 25. So not ringing the alarm that, that Justin is done. Of course not. He's done. He's a great kicker. He's still a great kicker, but I just don't think that advantage is there quite like it used to be.
Yeah. He's 33 years old.
33.
33. So, he's been around for a few years, and I mean, it's they're not robots. You know what I'm saying? I think sometimes we get caught up into the hype of, he's the greatest kicker in the league history. He's been automatic for, the first 9-10 years. I guess he's been in the league 10 years now.
He was a rookie on that Super Bowl winning team.
Yeah, so that was a little over 10 years ago now.
Right.
So he's been in the league, so I think sometimes we forget about the wear and tear. You know, again, being elite is not easy. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I think these athletes, they make it look a little easier than what it is to us. It make it look really easy, man. And he was a guy, that if you throw him out there, he pretty much gonna make it.
One thing I will say, guys, is especially on 50 plus yarders, I think they got to address that because the line has to give the man a chance.
Absolutely.
Because at this point, when you're going 50 yarders, the trajectory of the ball, number one, is going to be a little lower because he's trying to streamline it. And number two, you got to stop that penetration up the middle with these guys with these long arms. And that happened like Dean said, it's a few times this year. And I think you at least got to give him a chance. And that goes against him. But in all actuality, I mean, you got to hold them guys in front of you for a split second longer just to get Loudon to get that kick up. So hopefully they'll work that out because they're going to need that because the weather's getting colder. The kickers, 50 yarders are going to be harder to come by. And we're going to need every kick going down the stretch. So.
And it's alarming because it had already happened a couple times.
Yeah.
That makes it alarming. And so we definitely need to get that fixed. And you would think that if it already happened once or twice this year, they would have already fixed that. But here we go again. He got another kick block, which again would have made a big difference and probably in the outcome of the game.
Yeah, definitely make a difference. And again, with these guys, man, your window of greatness, and we've been spoiled. We've been spoiled here. We talked about it before, man. We got to watch Ray Lewis and Ed Reed and Suggs. We watched these guys perform at peak level for a long time. You know what I'm saying? Longer than the average. Most great football players, shoot, you might get 3-4 years. I'm not let me not say that. Not great football players. Most football players. The average career is maybe 3 or 4 years. So if you get a guy that's above average, he may get 7 or 8 years. You know what I'm saying? So we was spoiled. We had Ray Lewis played up 15 or better. Ed Reed was, 10 to 12 years at a high level. Suggs was about 10 to 12. So, we got to see some great players perform at a high level for a long time. So and the hardest thing to watch, and I'm not saying that JT is in decline at all, but it's just the hardest thing to watch is a beloved player be in decline. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not saying that Justin Tucker is in his decline at this time, but we seeing things happen with him that we haven't seen before. And so again, the kicks getting blocked probably have more to do with what's in front of him than with him. But at the end of the day, those things fall on him. They hit his stat line. So the kicks being blocked, and he missed a long one a couple games ago. He missed like a 55 yard, I think.
Yeah.
Not that he was always automatic from 55, 50, but those were kicks we've seen him make with some regularity. And so it's no, I'm not looking to replace Justin just yet. I don't think that's because you gotta be careful what you say. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be careful what you say and how you say it, because it'll be no, I'm not saying we should get rid of Justin Tucker.
No, and
I understand. And I know, Dean, you say it all the time, man. Football is a game of inches. You know what I'm saying? And a couple inches here, a couple inches there. And I think we went for it on a fourth down on the other side of the field, on the other side of the 50. So we wouldn't have went for a field goal there. But it's those are some of the reasons that go into why we make some of the decisions we make. And outside of it being a field, and the thing we got to also take into account, that Harbaugh and them guys are in practice with these guys every day. So they know they got a real good feel for what Justin Tucker can do on a day-to-day basis. You know what I'm saying? Just watching them in practice. You know, I think the Ravens practice inside most of the time. They don't practice outside in the weather, which, you know, could be a good thing or a bad thing depending on how you look at it. But you know, they're there with him, so they know. You know, they said if he kicking, say in practice, if he doing 10 kicks from 50 or better, and he making, you know, 3 or 4 of them, you know, that's gonna make them double check a little bit in the game situation where he, you know, especially if the game on the line, where they're like, man, we might have to go for this one and try to get it a little closer. So, but you know, it just because it's all speculation from our behalf because we're not there.
Yeah, I think he's great, obviously, and I don't even think he's even a problem at all in practice. He's probably making them 50 yarders. He probably make it 10 out of 10 to be honest. But
but I'm just saying, you know, we don't really know, and a lot of times,
sure,
because they're in practice with him, which could have been why the young fella didn't get much play in the second half. Maybe it's like whatever Cleveland was doing personnel wise could have took away what he brought to the table. You just never know what the mindset is. Like I said, I'd like to hear the press conference because I'm sure somebody's going to ask the question why he didn't get more touches, Keaton Mitchell, the second half of that game, you know, or why he didn't get more than three total touches as far as running the ball. He got some passes thrown his way, but yeah. So I like to hear that explanation.
Yeah, that's the thing with football though. It's like a running soap opera. It used to be 20, 22 weeks out of the year. You know, we have football, and then gradually it grew, and you know, in between weeks, you know, the advent of ESPN and Fox, you get more coverage during the week. Now football is 365, and you know, we're gonna find out, and it's like a running soap opera all year. So we're gonna find and address that issue. Is going to address, like I say, the penetration of these teams during the field goal kicking, and you know, then people going to question the play calling, but that's what it is, because you think football is one day a week, maybe 1.5 if you got a Thursday night game like the Ravens, and then, you know, people are going to question that kind of stuff because it's not like in baseball, you get 5 or 6 games in a week. Okay, we can make up the next night. We out there, we can win, bounce back. Football, man, these games count. I mean, one loss is like tremendous. One win is tremendous. So, I mean, the Ravens, I think that, knock on wood, I think they'll bounce back Thursday. I got confidence in them. And, yeah, man, I think, but like Kim said, we're spoiled. We're 7-3. I'm gonna try to be the optimist. I know I came with the plastic bag on.
You came hard, man.
I know, but yeah, it's like but yeah, I tell you what, it's fun though, man. It's like I say, some of my buddies who have, you know, crossed the country, they said, man, we would kill to be a Ravens fan. You know, so you know, it's all gravy. We see we're gonna bring it back Thursday and keep it, you know. See what we do.
I don't know that there's gonna be a post game show Thursday. You know.
Oh yeah. Oh no, shit. I'll be posted up in that bed for 5 o'clock in the morning for work.
Yeah. I don't know that we're gonna have a post game show Thursday, but we may be able to do something Friday or something. I don't know. But because it won't be a game Sunday, so we'll have Sunday off next week. You know, maybe we can do something Sunday. Just talk about the Ravens and some other happenings in sports. We'll see how things go. We'll see how things go. But yeah, it's tough L.
Yeah, Kim be riding with you, dog. I gotta give a shout out to your friend Kim, man.
Yeah, that's Kim. Kim is a old co-worker.
Kim be riding. Her sports knowledge is great too. I appreciate that. You need to have it. I like when women comment because it's a lot of women who know a lot about sports, man. I like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's a great thing, man.
Yeah, I appreciate Kim tuning in and you know, and Kim participate in the group chat. On the Sports Mix page, you know, so she locked in.
Yeah,
and I appreciate that for sure.
You ain't all that, Kim. I just gave you a compliment. You ain't all that. Stop playing. No, I just can't. I just can't.
You just can't contain yourself, can you, T? You gotta let it out, right?
Yeah, so you know, let's while we're here, you know, we talk a little football. You know, I'm footballed out. You know, it's a little tougher when you lose a game. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to talk about football no more. I want to take my look. I'm about to take my ball and go home.
Nah, I'm gonna watch tonight. I'm gonna watch the Jets and who are they playing? Shit, I lost track. But I'm gonna see if they get
like that when you get old. I be forgetting stuff.
But I'm a football. I mean, you know, I'm a sports guy, man. It's like,
oh yeah,
man, you know, football is football.
I mean, I'm a sports guy. I'm a Ravens guy, you know. But like you know, it just tastes a little different in my mouth when they lose. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true.
I be wanting to move on. Is it Thursday yet?
I just want to let let the Ravens fans know. I mean, we talk about this all the time, man, the emotions of the game. And I mean, you know, when they lose games like this, you know, people probably throwing stuff, you know, cursing and all kinds of things going on in these games when the Ravens lose, especially these close games. And again, man, the human being is the most emotional species on the planet. And when we lose these games, the emotions are riding high. And but I say, you know, just calm down. Just calm down. You got a team that's 7-3. You got a team that's been playing well all year. Don't let the one victory. In fact, I would say that every game that the Ravens have played, they had a real opportunity to win every one.
Yeah.
But they came up short in this one. They came up short with the Steelers with all the drop passes. And who else beat us? They came up short with
Colts.
The Colts. Yeah. And all those games they could have won. But don't let your emotions get the best of you. We got a short week. I'm just hoping that the Ravens are okay because this was a physical game and they did get beat up physically in this game, I thought. And I don't know Humphreys or Stanley. We're a different team when Stanley ain't in there. Hopefully Moses can come back. And but Cincinnati don't quite scare me as much as Cleveland does with that team. But again, it's a fresh Joe Burrow, and they can hurt you.
Whoa,
yeah.
Whoa. Yeah. Whoa, not Flacco.
Yeah, not Flacco.
Oh, please don't say that name on here, boy.
Don't throw that name out there.
You get some folks riled up.
Yeah.
You know, Joe was railroaded in Baltimore, guys.
Because he's still out there now. He out there. Somebody they can go get him if they want him.
Yeah.
I don't know. Joe helped us get a ring though. I ain't mad at him.
And had us there for the second one.
Yeah, that was
definitely dropped that ball.
I know. Hey, ain't that the truth, Dean? Oh my goodness. Ain't that the truth?
Right. We ain't mad at Joe. Joe did his thing.
Oh, yeah. He key word, did his thing.
He did his thing.
Yeah, he ain't done much since, but he did his thing.
Well, maybe they can bring him back so he can retire as a Raven.
Oh, they'll do that.
They'll do that, right?
You never know. Hey, you know what? You never know.
Yeah. He'll be up there in the Ring of Honor at some point.
Yeah.
You know, he'll be back.
Hey, you know what? I totally agree. Yeah, I agree.
He'll be back. And you imagine that ceremony, him and his 12 kids, man. That'd be a hell of a ceremony there, man, with all them kids he got.
He was dropping some babies.
Joe was the MVP. Yeah. Goddamn of impregnating his wife, boy. Every time you turn around, the Flaccos are expecting.
Hey man,
goddamn,
you know what? Yeah. You got to get Joe Flacco big credit, man. He bet on himself.
Absolutely.
Yeah. He bet on himself and took this team and won that Super Bowl and got paid handsomely.
Absolutely.
Yeah, he bet on himself.
And
Joe like the Duggars. Joe like the Duggars out 19 kids or whatever
they
they're
need to have a what they call it a reality show.
Yeah, call him Pistol Pete.
God damn. And
Joe don't miss.
Joe ain't got a Joe don't have no pistol.
Joe definitely ain't find no blanks, dog.
Nah.
Joe, he wasn't just accurate on the football field.
Oh man. Wow. Imagine how much money he making the sperm bank. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Joe had a Uzi.
Oh man.
He was shooting the club up.
Oh man.
Playing, boy.
Where's this show going?
Yeah, it took a terrible left turn. Let me take this thing
turn
back
to
on
Ruth
track.
Westheimer.
Right. You wasn't knowing the cheese when Kenny took us to the masseuse. That part. He wanted Deshaun Watson to drop him a couple numbers to a masseuse.
Yeah, because I ain't feeling too good. We lost the game, man. My spirit's a little low.
Right.
I figure he can put me in the right direction of a good masseuse.
Oh, you know he can.
Yeah, you know he got the Robert Kraft special.
Hey, y'all. Go ahead.
Hey, Kenny, I was gonna say, you know what? When I saw him going to the locker room at halftime, that's the first thing I thought. I wonder if they got 6 chicks in the locker room waiting for him. I know my mind is crazy, but that's what I was thinking. I'm like, 6 chicks in the locker room waiting for him.
He already got his excuse, man. Goodness. He already injured. He hurt. He sore.
Yeah.
Kip said the happy ending.
That's right.
I got it. So she did.
Are y'all ready? Are y'all ready to take the show to we ready to go even lower?
Yeah.
We ready to go
when
even
you go
lower.
low, I go to the basement.
I got to talk about this guy. Oh,
James Harden.
Goodness gracious.
Yeah.
I did a little video on James yesterday. Because you know what we do with especially in basketball, you hear all this. We always talk about legacy. We talk about these guys' legacy and what's his legacy and what's this and what's that. So James haven't led a team to nothing at this point in his career. He's at the back end of his career. You know what I'm saying? Let's just keep that 100. He forced his way out of three different organizations, 2 of which he begged to go to. You know what I'm saying? he begged to go to Brooklyn, and he begged to get to Philly. You know what I'm saying? And now he begged his way to get to the Clippers. And they haven't won a game yet since he's been there, right? 0-4 so far.
Oh,
at
right?
least the other day they were. I don't know if they played since. But I wasn't a fan of the trade. I think, it's not a good mix of talent. I think, it's only one basketball, and you got three of them guys are ball dominant. Westbrook need the ball in his hand to be more effective. Of course, Harden need the ball in his hand, and Kawhi Leonard is probably the best of all of them as far as a go-to type of player, but he can't stay on the damn court.
Paul George.
Paul George is probably the only of that group that can play off the ball and be effective. Like he don't have to have the ball in his hand to be effective. You know what I'm saying? He can play off the ball. He can spot up. He can run the floor. And Paul George play a little defense. You know what I'm saying? So he's not as ball dominant as the other 3. And Kawhi is not ball dominant as the other as Harden, as Westbrook. But I just think he's the type of guy you want to have the ball in his hand in crunch time. When you need to make a play. But I just don't think it's a good mix of players. You know what I'm saying? To try to get a Super. I mean, I'm going to say a Super Bowl. To try to get a ring. I just don't think that group of guys is going to get it done. I don't even think they get out the first round.
Well, I haven't paid much attention since he's been there. but I thought that what they gave up for him was ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
It's no way in the world that I'm going to give up that package that they gave up for a James Harden who's on the downside of his career, and like you say, the fit. I mean, you can just look at those main four guys now and already know that that's going to be a tough fit in my eyes. So I it's no way I would have given up those draft picks and all that stuff that they gave up for James Harden.
I'm gonna tell y'all something. I don't like it. And the thing about it, James Harden, you can see, he's a facilitator. He's offensively, he was elite. He's a playmaker, but he adds no intangible to any team. I've been saying this for 7 years, 8 years.
Right.
He brings no intangible to any team. If he's not scoring, he's not on the floor. I mean, he's he's not present on the floor with anything else. He doesn't bring any defense to the team. He doesn't bring any hustle on switching on defense. He does none of that. And I don't know how, like Dean said, the Clippers will pull the trigger on this deal. And now you see a guy like Tyrese Maxey in Philly who's flourishing now that he's gone. But Tyrese Maxey plays defense.
Yes.
And thus the 76ers have a great record right now. There's no way in the world that if I'm an LA Clippers organization in the front office, I'm going to say pull the trigger on another guy on the north side of 30 years old. And who has, now it's a different kind of 30 years old because he has a lot of miles on them legs. All of them have a lot of miles. And they've been through it, but none of them except Paul George and Kawhi when he's healthy. But then again with Kawhi, it's the game management. I mean, it's a load management issue. Yeah. He's only going to play 50 games. Yeah. There's no way in the world I'm pulling the trigger. None of them at this point in their career bring any kind of intangible aspect to the game, which will allow them to win a championship. We can start from the championships and go backwards to guys who have had all-star players, but they've had guys with intangibles to do the dirty work. We can go all the way back to the Pistons, the Bulls, the Celtics, the Lakers, to Draymond Green and Golden State. I mean, they all had intangibles, even with Miami. Some of the guys sacrificed their stats, even with Boston. Kevin Garnett was such a great defensive player for that team. That put him over the top. There's no way in the world this guy, you see all these things. This is what kills me. I think I say it all the time. You have these guys in the summer. They up there in New York City, on California, and you just see him. Even with going back with Hoodie Mello, you see him making shots from 30 feet. Not one of them I see doing any kind of practice drills on defense ever. Ever.
You ain't gonna see that. Ain't nobody filming that.
No, see, because that's not sexy, but that wins championships. People think, it wins championships. You think you're gonna score 120 a game? The playoffs, the game slows down because every possession is crucial. Absolutely. This guy ain't it. He ain't never been it in the playoffs.
No, never.
Never.
I always said it when he's with OKC. If he gave them something off the bench when he's with OKC, I'm not saying they would have won the series, but it would have made it a lot more competitive. He just wasn't giving them nothing.
But you know what, Kenny? I'm gonna say this real quick. When he was with OKC, I remember when they was young and people would say, "Oh man, they're gonna be great." They had Russell Westbrook, KD, and it's he coming off the bench. The reason the Lakers beat him because they had intangible players who were willing to do the dirty. Where they had Lamar who was going to sacrifice offense to go get you 15 rebounds and play defense. They wasn't going to beat him. Then they added Pau Gasol. Well, no way. I don't care if they would have had 6 KDs. They wouldn't have beat the Lakers.
No, but I'm talking about in 12 when they played Miami in the finals.
Miami, that's right. Yeah.
When they played Miami in the finals, Harden just didn't give him nothing off the bench.
There you go.
He gave nothing off the bench, and he still got the big contract the next year going. Right. Record-breaking money at the time.
Right.
Yeah.
And again, during the regular season, man, Harden has put up some incredible numbers. Incredible. All the scoring he did. But again, when the money is on the line, like you said, man, in the playoffs, you gotta have some half court. You got to be able to slow it down because defenses is tightening up. And in a series, you got a chance to make adjustments game to game because we seeing you tomorrow night. It's not like we playing you tonight and then we going to somewhere else tomorrow. We gonna see you tomorrow night. It's the first of 4. You know what I'm saying? And in those series, man, like you hit it, Cheese. The team that play the best defense is generally gonna win those series, or the team that had the players that's doing them intangible things. You know what I'm saying? So, Harden to me, is just a guy. When we talk about, because I hear people saying, people put up hollow numbers, and he should be the poster child for that.
Yes,
he should be the poster child for a guy that's just putting numbers up, and they really not going to amount to much. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, because I'm gonna just go ahead and say he's not gonna win a championship. He's not gonna win a championship. The only way he'll win a championship is if, he goes and sits on somebody's bench and is willing to come off the bench. And I don't even see him willing to do that. I don't see him willing to take a secondary role or even a third. How you say third? Ain't secondary, but I don't see him doing it. I don't see him doing that. I just see him as a guy that want to be a volume shooter. Even as he get older, and he may come off the bench. He'll be the guy like a Vinnie Johnson. He'll want to be a Vinnie Johnson. He's just coming off, and I'm jacking him. And
but you know what, Kenny? That then again, Vinny played defense though.
Well,
Vinny was strong. Vinny played, and Vinny was his size, maybe an inch or two shorter. But Vinny played defense.
Yeah, well, we know James. We know James ain't gonna play much defense.
You score 25 a game, but you giving up your plus minus on the floor is -6 or something. Yeah. That means you losing when they're on the floor. When you're on the floor.
Yeah, and so I not to beat up James Harden, but we beating him up. The hell with it.
I mean, but I would take that from him if he could let his ego, shrink and come off the bench and be, like an offensive boost for the team. But it's a mindset, and some of these guys, I remember AI when his career was starting to slow down. He could not come up off of that I'm the man mentality.
Yeah.
And I don't think James Harden, and then when you think about what they gave up for him, they gave up, draft picks and all of that as if he still is the man.
Yeah.
So I'm sure he's going to come in there and try to, feed that ego. But to me, he's a guy that's on the, the downside of his career. And I just don't like that trade for that. I don't like it.
He laid that out already, Dane, from the gate. He come in the building talking about, I'm not a system player. I am the system.
Is that what he said?
That's what he said. You kidding me?
That's right.
I mean, come on, man.
Right.
Come on, man.
Yeah. And well, I mean, see, you can say that if you got some hardware on your fingers, man. You can talk like that if you got some hardware. Don't nobody care. Win something. Win something, man. Like I really don't. Yeah, he was a bucket. That's all people can say. He could score the basketball. But at the end of the day, when we're talking about legacy, when we talk about the legacy, which is what, that's the thing now. We talk about people's legacy because, this person is ruining their legacy. Stop it.
And even the way he scored. To me, the way he scores sort of take other people out of their game.
Yeah.
Takes them out of the flow. He's so ball dominant.
Exactly.
Get to the free throw line a lot. I think he just take the team out of their flow. Exactly. I don't like the trade. I don't like it.
As a high school basketball coach, kids today, the only reference I have is us. And, at the time, college basketball was bigger than the NBA. you know, the 80s, the 90s, the NBA had its place, but it wasn't, you know what I'm saying? Like, we wasn't picking NBA games over a Syracuse Georgetown, over a North Carolina Duke. You know what I'm saying? At one time, college basketball, and you had as much star power in college basketball as you did in pro basketball. And so kids today really don't watch college basketball like that. They watching these guys. They watching the James Hardens of the world sit out there in ISO. He got the ball. He dribbling the clock out to make a move with 4 seconds left on the clock, or the jack of three up. And I see that stuff so much, man, with these kids, you know, that they are just determined that I can make a move, you know, and I can get through 3 or 4 people. Because that's what the pros do. That's what the game is. That's not basketball to me. You know what I'm saying? That's not basketball to me. And when I see guys like him, you know, and you know, when you see a guy like, say, I guess he's the most egregious right now. You know what I'm saying? Because you know, he's a guy, like you said, he's ball dominant. He takes a lot of shots. But what are the results? Are the results to score 30 a game and not win, or to be, you know, get your 30 and be a part of a winning team? You know what I'm saying? What would you rather have? And I think if you ask a lot of kids, because, you know, so this is something we did, right? Something I do. I always ask kids, like, what's your goal for this season? You know, what you feel like you need to do to make us a better team? And a lot of kids will tell me, I want to be able to score 20 a game. And I just, you know, like, yo, it's not all about scoring 20 a game, man. Who gonna play some defense? You know, who gonna do the intangible stuff? Who gonna rebound? Who gonna block shots? Who gonna get the stop when we need it? Like, these are things that contribute to winning just as much as putting the ball in the basket. You know, but it's again, like you said, Cheese, it's not sexy. You know what I'm saying? You're not watching these guys playing defense during the summer. You watching them jack the ball up. You know what I'm saying? You watching them do crossovers and between the legs and all this other extra dribbling. You know, what are we doing to really contribute to winning? And do we even know what winning is anymore in basketball? You know what I'm saying? Is winning even important? Because you know, too, kids don't like to play defense because I might get crossed up. You know, I don't want to get crossed up. I don't want the fans oohing and ahhing when somebody hit me up and he hit you up, then he missed the layup. You know what I'm saying? We ain't thinking about that. You know, we more concerned about getting hit up and somebody seeing me get hit up. I'm like, yo, you play basketball long enough, you're going to get hit up, you're going to get dunked on. All of that's part of it. You know, but the better players don't let that stuff bother them. You know, it's the next play. And a guy like James Harden, who we know don't play no defense, you know, and he's James Harden got to be 34, 33, 34 years old.
Something like that.
You know. So we know he's at the back end of his career. You know what I'm saying? We know that and I don't know what his contract situation is, but he might not be in the Clippers next year. Because I see this thing going bad. I see this thing going bad. And they're gonna probably try to trade all them dudes.
Nah.
If anybody will take them. If anybody will take them.
Kim made a good point, Kenny. She said, and I totally agree with this, 100%. Teach the entire game. See, and I talked about it before, a lot of, you know, with AAU programs now so prevalent and, you know, teaching offensive skills. And I've heard Kobe say it. I've heard Magic say it. I've heard Kareem Olajuwon say it. They do not teach fundamentals in basketball like they should.
Hey, who was Kareem Olajuwon?
No, I said Kareem. I'm sorry, Kareem. Hakeem Olajuwon. I'm sorry. I meant Kareem. Look, I got 2 steps ahead of myself. But yeah, Hakeem Olajuwon.
I thought it might have missed him.
They don't teach the fundamentals. And that's why, to me, you look at a lot of these games now, and it's like an AAU game when you're watching the NBA.
It is.
Because you got a bunch of 21, 22-year-old guys going up and down the court, and there's no fundamentals, even to the point, and you guys got to watch this. So I'm watching games, and I'm one of the people, I study different kind of aspects of the game. It kills me when a guy and a big man gets in the paint, or a guard gets in the paint, whoever it is, and they're on the left side of the goal, and they try to finish with the right hand. And they bringing the ball right in the face of the defender. Oh, yeah. And it kills me every time that they don't teach the fundamentals of using both hands around the basket. It's to a point now when you say, oh, Kyrie, who's a great player, he learns how to finish because he finishes like Rod Strickland. He uses both hands. He uses both hands around the basket. All these, you look at Djokovic, Jokic, and you look, what's the kid, Doncic, Luka, in Dallas. These guys use both hands. They're fundamentally sound, and that's why they can't even jump over a penny, but they're still so effective because they're so fundamentally sound. And I think it's because a lot of these European players study fundamentals growing up, like we used to.
But you know what? Here in America, it's just like defense, fundamentals are not sexy.
Yeah, but they win championships.
Brother. You know, I wish I could record some of these practices or invite y'all to come watch.
Thanks, Ken.
You know, I wish I could watch. Y'all could watch. I mean, I'm always, use, left hand on the left side.
Right.
Keep your head up when you're dribbling.
That's
right. I'm always on that. And not just me, all us coaches, we always on it.
Yeah.
But man, at this level, right, at the high, that's why I always coach younger kids, because a younger kid, you can break his bad habits. You know what I'm saying? You could kind of get him, a younger kid, and get him right. By the time a kid get to be 13, 14, and they've been doing stuff the wrong way or one way, and it's been successful for them in their mind, it's going to take an act of God for you to change it. You know what I'm saying? The first thing kids do now when they walk in the gym is they get behind the 3-point line and they just start jacking shots up. Every one of them. I'm like, and I got a smart aleck tone to me. You know what I'm saying? Then you've been around me in the court. So you know how I am with them kids. And I ask them, like, yo, how many have you made? Like how many shots, how many of these threes that you taking have you made? And I mean, I might have sit and watched him miss 10. You know what I'm saying? He may have made 1, 2. You know what I'm saying? Look at the numbers. If you're making 2 out of 10, you might need to reconsider taking that shot. Take a step or 2 in. You know what I'm saying? But that's just like, why would I do that when the 3-point line is here? Well, like, yo, you can't make a 3. How about master a 15-foot shot first, a 10-footer? Master those shots. And then I even, Steph Curry, who again, probably greatest shooter I've ever seen. I'm sure y'all guys would agree. I mean, if not the best, he's in the conversation. And it's video of him that's saying, I didn't learn shooting threes. I learned from in front of the basket. And his father was a professional. He said, my father wouldn't let me shoot jump shots. We had to learn around the basket first. We had to learn and master those shots first, and then we would move out. And at the end of the day, the shot, the technique of the shot shouldn't change whether you shoot it from 10 feet or 40 feet. You know what I'm saying? And so it's muscle memory. It's actually being strong enough to hit a 3-point shot, because you gotta be able to get it up there, with some regularity. And so, when you see guys professionals, when you see professionals come down the court, man, and they hitting shit from the logo like a regular shot. They didn't just walk in the gym doing that. This is from years and years and years and years of repetition, where you consider the logo. I know if I was on the logo right now, I would have to throw that shit up. There ain't no way I can shoot a regular shot. It's gonna be an air ball. It might not even make it to the foul line. You know, but when we talk about these kids, it's so hard because they don't look at college basketball the way we did. And college basketball is a lot more of a fundamental game when it's played the right way, of course. Now, you know, these kids are focused on the pros, the KDs, the LeBrons, you know, the Stephs, and they want to come to the court and they want to emulate these guys without understanding the work that those guys put in to get to that level. You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing that I always try to, even when I coach 10-year-old boys, man, it's like, yo, your favorite player started off in a small gym like this somewhere and probably wasn't real good when they first started. And they worked and worked and worked and worked until they was able to get to that point. You know what I'm saying? So work ethic is a lost art these days.
Hey Kenny, you know what? It's a guy, Chris Brickley, up in New York, and he has a lot of guys that come through in New York City. If you guys ever watch, like on Instagram or YouTube, it's a white guy, and has his gym in New York City. They'll have LeBron and you know KD and them come in for the summer. He'll work on different players in the off season. Work with Spider Mitchell and those kind of guys. And what he breaks down is the fundamentals of the game, and it's not so much as okay, let's see who can do the fanciest dribble. He's working on strong dribbling, strong pull-up shots. If you break down, look at all the greats: Steph Curry, KD, Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, like I said, Hakeem Olajuwon, James Worthy. All these guys were sound and fundamental basketball. If you look at James Worthy and Kevin McHale's footwork, it's unparalleled.
Yeah.
Even to this day, today's game, the footwork in the paint is unparalleled. It's ridiculous how good James Worthy's footwork is in and around the basket. And you watch a guy like, people see Michael Jordan flying, dunking. Michael Jordan's footwork in the paint was unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
Not a misstep. He knew where to pull up. He knew where to stop. He knew where to spin. He knew even KD and Steph coming off. They know how to rub off picks. It's fundamentally sound basketball playing. Rip Hamilton's another guy comes to mind. Without the basketball, Reggie Miller. These guys are fundamentally sound in the game of basketball, and they just don't teach that like I think they should in today's game, because they rely a lot on athleticism, which is great. But in my opinion, those guys are the reason why they win championships, because you can have all the athleticism in the world, but if you can't, I'm sorry, go ahead, Ken.
But you go ahead and finish.
Yeah, I was just saying that was kind of my take on that, man. It's like the fundamentals is still the foundation of the game of basketball.
But you said something, and I don't think a lot of Americans, I'll say Americans, I don't think Americans get it at that level, because we so, like you said, we so caught up in athleticism. We see a dude that's athletic and can do some things with the basketball, and then you got a guy like Luka, then you got big boy in Denver, who they both slow, but their fundamentals are second to none. You know what I'm saying? And these are two of the top players in the league.
Yeah.
And you wonder why we getting all these, when you see players and you wonder why, player X from North Carolina didn't get drafted. And then you watch the NBA draft and you hear, all these foreign names. You know what I'm saying? You hear these guys, they drafting these guys from all these foreign countries. You know what I'm saying? And it's because they may not wow you. They may not wow you with the athletic highlights and all that stuff. But man, they understand how to play the game. You know what I'm saying? Which is just it's a lost art, man. It's and then you get an idiot like Gilbert Arenas that's clowning people for paying Hakeem to teach them, the footwork. Oh, that old ass. And I mean he's a clown, but his stuff goes viral.
Yeah.
And people only hear the sound bites. They don't really. Some people don't even pay attention that Gilbert is a clown. Oh, that's Gilbert. He was in the league and he was frying people and you got. I'm gonna listen to what he say. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's just foolish, man. And again, stuff like that, it goes viral, and people give it credence. You know what I'm saying? We give that credit, like, yeah, well, Gilbert said it. It got to be true. Why would you pay Hakeem 50,000 to teach you them old moves from the 90s or whatever Gilbert said? But again, if you understand footwork and fundamentals are universal.
Yeah.
They're going to translate to any era of the game. You know what I'm saying? If you have a skill set. One thing I used to say to kids when I coach is, I always equated it to a good mechanic. A good auto mechanic got thousands of tools. You know what I'm saying? So we go down there to fix your car. We go to fix our own car. We might got a couple wrenches and, some pliers and some butter knives and stuff. We in there. And it might take us 2 hours to do a job. If you go to the mechanic, it might take him 10 minutes. Because we don't have the right tools. As a ball player, the more tools you got in your bag, the better off your game is. And so, if you're a right-handed player, you got to know how to play with that left hand. You know what I'm saying? It's imperative because the higher level you go, the more people going to understand he can only go one way. Once they take that away from you, then what? You know what I'm saying? And so adding tools to your bag in sports or in basketball, which we talking about, whether you learn how to play around the basket with good footwork, with your up and unders like Kevin McHale mastered. Kobe was good around the basket with his footwork. MJ was good around the basket with their footwork. And they would dunk on you, could fly through the, you know what I'm saying? They could do all of that. But then, again, like you say, in playoff time, when the game is broken down into half court, can you be effective that way too? You know what I'm saying? And the more you have in your bag, the better off you're going to be. You know what I'm saying?
Kenny, you know what? He's a prime example of somebody who was a damn good player, but a lot of like him, like people who play football professionally or whatever, or baseball, basketball, not baseball in particular, but football and basketball, where they think because they played, they know the game better than people who didn't play. And I've always disagreed with that take because you think about all the great teachers of the game, whatever sport there is, most of them, 99% of them, didn't have the talent and one finger of Gilbert Arenas. But they knew how to think the game. They knew how to teach the game. We just got the gentleman, and I hate to switch it, but my point is being made. Ron Washington, great fundamental teacher of the game, and I think it was a great hire for him now to become the manager of the Giants. Great hire because he understands the fundamentals of the game. We talk about baseball here. Earl Weaver was no Mickey Mantle.
He was to the Angels.
The Angels. Earl Weaver's no Mickey Mantle. But Earl Weaver, Cal Ripken Sr. was no Mickey Mantle. When you look at the NBA coaches, Bobby Knight was no Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. But he has plenty of people, including Isaiah, Talbot Chaney, all these guys who say he was a great teacher.
Yeah.
So, misbeat. But hey, that's too. Hold on, Kenny. That's unusual for me. Let me backtrack. So I've missed 2 things tonight, and it's unusual for me because I consider myself a connoisseur of sports. So I missed him going to the Angels, number one. I don't know why I said the Giants, but that's two. So I equate this though to when Shannon Sharp went to ESPN and he kept calling Stephen A. Skip for the first day. So I'm going to say this. These mistakes are very unusual for me. It won't happen again on your show. I apologize to all the people because even the people listening are probably saying, "Geez, it's pretty sharp. His knife is dull tonight." But
I think it might be the bag. You know, when you had the bag over your head, you might have lost a little oxygen.
I think that could have been
to the brain. You know what I'm saying? And you know, it happens. It happens to the best of us, brother.
I think,
let me before we go, let me give a shout out to my man Ben Collins,
Herman Thiel. Herman Thiel went out.
So you know, full disclosure, right. Benky got me into coaching. He gave me my first shot to be a coach. You know what I'm saying? When we had the New Shiloh basketball program out down in Turner, and Benky just made a donation to the sports mix. So
that's awesome, man.
That is much appreciated, my brother. You know, and I got to get you on. If you're available now, let me know. I'll send you the link. You can jump on with us right quick if you're available. But definitely wanted to give you a shout out, man, for that donation you just made to the show. Appreciate you, brother.
Do you take euros?
I do not.
Well, I got some euros left from my trip to Europe, so I'm willing to send it to you.
Hey, where's the nearest exchange? Is it an exchange? Is it an exchange out BWI? I can meet you out there.
Yeah, it's right.
Yeah, I'll meet you. I'll meet you there.
Something. Now, here's the thing: $1 euro, you're probably going to only get 70 cents here. So. Yeah.
How many euros you got?
I got about $70 in euros left.
So what's that in American money?
Probably about $60.
Oh yeah, that'd be a nice microphone or something.
Yeah.
Send that over here.
Yeah, I'm gonna send it. Yeah, Kim is on it. 60. I'm gonna tell y'all something. I've never met Kenny, but I think I love Kim already. Now, she said my oxygen was gone through the brain. I think, yeah, I didn't like that, Kim, but you probably right. She said 65 cents to $1. So there you go.
Yeah. So let me, you know, because Kim been participating. I told this story before on the show.
I like Kim,
about Kim. So when I took a job, I'm not gonna say where. You know, she know where we worked at, and we were in training, and Kim was one of the trainers. You know, and Kim, you know, you figure you in training, it's a new job. They're gonna tell you how great the company is, and you know, be prepared, and you're gonna love it here and all this stuff. Not Kim. You know, Kim was real clear. Keep your resume sharp.
I know that's right.
You know,
hey, that's the kind of friend you need, man.
And listen, and I told her, and she never forgot it. I told her, like, yo, you the only trainer that we had that kept it real with us. You know, everybody else was giving us the fluff, the political answers, the company answer. Oh, this is a great place. You're gonna love it here. Shit, Kim kept that shit 100.
I know that's right.
Kept it 100, and so we've been cool ever since. You know,
that's
but
good,
she never let me forget that I said that.
Yeah.
You know, because I said it in front of everybody. She said what she said in front of everybody. I said, well, I might as well give her props in front of everybody. You know,
maybe in New Year when you do another sports mix thing that I didn't attend, which I apologize. She'll come to it.
Yeah, we got some things in the works.
Wings on you, Kim. No, I'm just kidding. Nah.
That's right. Kim said, I gave you the truth.
That's right.
And she definitely did that. It wasn't like all them other trainers we had. They were telling us, oh, this is a great place to work. You know, you hit the jackpot when you got hired here, buddy.
But I tell you what, seriously though, that's good that All serious, good that a sister like that kind of looked out for you, because now, man, like you say, Kenny, people, they out for their self and they won't necessarily help you in any capacity. So, I can respect that,
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep. So James Harden, kind of been in my I've been kind of following it a little bit. Just following that trade, and he didn't report and all that old stuff. And he was trying to get to the Clippers, and I was just like, I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like that trade. If he had to get out of Philly, yeah, that's one thing. But to force that trade on that team with the people they already had there, that's not something that made me say, oh yeah, the Clippers great. The Clippers gotta be the favorite to win the championship. That move didn't do nothing like that for me. And when you're making trades like that with them type of names and what, like Dean said, what they gave up for him, you want to be winning that thing this year. You know what I'm saying? You selling out to win it this year. We trying to win now. And I mean the Clippers gonna be in rebuild mode in another year or two. And they got a new arena coming. I think they said it's coming in 2025.
Yeah.
I seen a little video of the building so far, and it's going to be the state of the art. It should be, because it's coming 2025, so it should be the most state of the art building ever made, and the seating is going to be like we never seen. All of this stuff, all the bells and whistles, but it's still the Clippers. You know what I'm saying? So they're going to have the greatest arena, and we'll never see it in prime time because it's the Clippers. You know what I'm saying? It's the Clippers, fellas. I mean, do y'all expect anything different out of these Clippers?
Yeah, I mean, it depends. It's basketball. And I mean, the Clippers had the money to, with a lot of franchises, you can turn around in just 1 year because, you get the right people, right mix. But I mean, it's all cool. I love LA anyway, so I'll be out there and checking it out.
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
I mean,
it'd probably be a nice place to visit, but you
yeah,
won't be visited. You won't be seeing them in
no,
June. That
no.
arena won't be on TV in June. It won't.
I mean, we'll
It
see. I
won't.
mean, shit, a lot of people said that about our Orioles this year, and
But at least the Orioles have some history. We have won some stuff. We talking about the Clippers, man.
It's been a long time.
we talking about the Clippers. Let me get my Allen Iverson. We talking about the Clippers. The Clippers.
Well,
the Clippers, man.
Donald Sterling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, yeah, being right. He just a diva. He's a diva. A diva.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, James. Yeah, man. So
Yeah.
I ain't had nothing else. I tried to get a special guest to come on, but he just texted me say he couldn't make it. So I'm gonna have to hold him for another time. I don't want to say who it is.
Oh.
Yeah, but it would have been cool to get him.
You think I can bring Jill Scott on the show one night?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Cool.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Whenever she's ready, and she can come on first, we get her right to the front. She ain't got wait.
Only thing, I'm a text her tonight, but
yeah, do that.
Yeah,
do that, please.
Yeah.
And I've been waiting to get her on the Sports Mix.
He can open up with the national anthem.
Oh man. Yeah, she sing a duet with Carl Lewis.
No, I rather her and Flav. At least Flav know the words. That guy Carl Lewis be
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Make it up.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah. So yesterday was Veterans Day. So I wanted to show some love to our veterans here here and abroad. You know, that's out there protecting and serving. I was at the track Friday, Cheese, and the military guys was out there.
Yeah.
You know how
Yeah,
they be out there,
the Marines.
the Marines and the Navy. I was checking out some of their uniforms.
Yeah.
The Marines and Navy, they was out there. They was out there getting their workout in the rain and stuff. Pretty cool, man. Checking them out, doing their little PT and so on the screen here, both my grandfathers who served during the World War II era, Mr. George Mundy at attention, and Mr. Theodore Wilkes Sr., where you can just see his face there, you know. So those my parents' fathers who served this country proudly. So I wanted to show them some love since I got a platform to do so, you know. Pops, we made it. We worldwide. We made it. I got y'all on the big screen.
Yeah.
You know? But yeah, I appreciate the service. You know, everybody that's you know, spent time in the military and have sacrificed you know, for the good of the country. Just wanted to show some love to them today. You know, I got a couple friends. We all got friends that served, and we could be a whole night just naming all of them that's been in the military at one time or another. And so I just want to give everybody a shout out. Thank y'all for y'all service, man, and you know, just thankful and grateful for what y'all have done. You know, for the rest of us. You know, appreciate you, and hope y'all enjoyed your Veterans Day. I went to Buffalo Wild Wings yesterday, and they had a special for the veterans. They got, I think they got 10 boneless wings and an order of fries for free. The line was out the door.
I was about to say, Kenny, you ain't showed no fake military card, did
The
you?
line, listen, I came in, right? I came in because I was just gonna go to the bar anyway. I come in, it's people all in the Lord in the walkway there, right? I'm like, man, what's going on? Then I look in the restaurant, there's seats everywhere. I said, man, what's going on? So I go to the bar, and there's a couple people sitting at the bar. I get a seat, and man, the bartender's going crazy because she like, oh, there's so many people. They trying to get this free meal. It's like it's been backed up for like 2 hours. We got like a 2-hour wait on chicken strips for boneless wings and fries. People calling in or people, and then the bartender told me, you know, and a lot of them just going from one restaurant to the next. You know what I'm saying? They just going around collecting meals. And she said, you know, they supposed to sit down and eat. We're really not supposed to give them the to-go joints. Because an older guy came and sat next to me, him and I guess that was his wife, and they said that they ordered, and then I think he might have ate 2 French fries, and he said, "Can I get a to-go plate?" I said, "Man, they gotta get it, you know, didn't get nothing to drink because I guess he didn't want to pay for the drink. He had to pay for the drink." He said, "Nah, I'm good on the drink." Ate a couple French fries, got a little to-go plate, and they rolled on out. And she said, and they probably gonna go right next door to whatever was next door because they offering something too. But I ain't mad at you. Get your free stuff when you can get it.
Yeah.
You know, it's
like
American
Kim said, you know it's gonna be packed though, you know, at them kind of places. So,
well, you know, I didn't know that they had a promotion, you know, for the veterans yesterday. I just was in the area, and I said I can go there and I can watch football games while I'm sitting there. And that was my motive for going. I watched the Maryland. I watched Maryland and Maryland beat who did Maryland beat yesterday? I can't even remember who they beat. But I watched some Maryland game. I watched Penn State, Michigan. So I watched a couple football games while I was there. So you know, it served my purpose for going.
They beat Nebraska.
Yeah, they beat Nebraska yesterday. Yeah. So you know, but I enjoyed that. You know, got to see that. You know. But you know, before we go, you know, It's the Ravens lost. This is how we feeling today. This is how the Ravens fans are feeling. It's ugly, man. We just got that look. We don't know what to do. We lost, but the good thing is we back at it Thursday night. We get to see Cincinnati, the Bengals. And these ain't your father's Bengals. They're a little better than that. So it ain't no guarantee we're gonna get the dub. Any closing remarks, fellas, before we shut it down?
Nah, I appreciate you guys inviting me.
Yeah, I'm good, man. Just to condolences out to the Young family.
Oh yeah.
Bit and Edie and Tina, the family losing their mother. That's the biggest L that any of us can take.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry, maybe I might have missed it. Who passed away?
Oh, Bit Young, her mom. Bit from downtown.
Oh man, yeah.
Yeah, their mom passed away.
Yeah. I'm sorry to hear that, man.
I think the funeral was yesterday, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, plus, kind of a young sister of ours down T. Aisha, give a shout out to her family as well.
Oh yeah,
she lost her mom this week. Yeah. God bless them, man. Yeah. That's tough, man.
Tough time too. This time of year, holiday
time. So Aisha, we giving you a shout out to
condolences and prayers and sending love out to everybody this time of year. Going through, just dealing with loss and just situations, whatever we dealing with, man. You're not alone. We praying for you. We got you. I know sometimes those things ain't easy to hear. When you're going through, you don't generally want to hear that. But prayer works. We just send our prayers out to folks and pray that this time, you get through it as best you can. No easy way to deal with death, and we all deal with it differently. So definitely condolence to all the families that's going through at this time. Just dealing with loss of life and everything like that. So,
hey Kenny, I don't know if on the same note, and I don't want to make it too sour, but I was watching Sylvester Stallone. He had a documentary on Netflix, and this is a point that life is so fragile, man. He made a point, and I always thought about this. Even my mother going back to saying it, like going to 40. When you get to 40, everything is added in life. It seems like right around 40, life starts to subtract. You lose friends, people move away, things happen in life, and life is fragile, man. That's why I say, I enjoy these kind of interactions because this is a big part. Even like we said before, it helped a lot of us get through some tough times. So hopefully, people watching your show, can laugh for a little while and get caught up in our banter, and hopefully it helps them deal with something for a little while anyway, make them laugh, have a good time. So
absolutely. And I'm not a stand-up comedian by a long shot. I try to entertain the people a little bit. I try to bring some kind of entertainment factor to the show. And maybe one day I might get on stage. You never know.
No, that's why you got cheese there.
Yeah.
Oh man, but it's crazy. You know what? Funny y'all mention that, because the day, Kenny, after I saw y'all, some lady knocked on my door. She said, "Oh man, excuse me, sir. I'll give you a case of water if you allow me to please hurry up and take a shower in your place. I have no place to go." Very attractive woman. I no place to go. She needed to take a shower. She said, "I give you a case of water." I'm like, well, she's a weirdo. What's going on here? I'm like, "Miss, a case of water to allow you to take a shower?" She was like, "Yes, I just need it." I don't know what she was thinking, but It's crazy. I don't.
This is what I'm talking about, Kenny. That's exactly what I'm talking about.
Forgive me, y'all. It's just my weird sense of humor.
Yeah, but it fits. You know, it fits what we do here. You know,
goodness gracious.
Yeah, I mean, at least you enjoyed the water. You know.
Yeah.
Did you have clean linens for it? Did you have some clean towels for it to use? You know, did she have to use the ivory soap, or did you have the hand, the bottle soap, the body wash? You know?
Yeah. Look, Kim said director to a homeless shelter.
Too late for that.
Right.
Too late. Hey, she not still there in her pajamas now, is she?
No, man.
Oh, okay.
That's a thing. To guys, I'm telling you, all you want to be thugs. If you got a sense of humor, that's a way to get a good woman, right? Gotta have a sense of humor.
Yeah,
that's what I heard.
Yeah.
That's what I heard.
Yeah.
I wouldn't know personally, but I heard that.
That's what they say.
That's what they say.
Yeah.
Wise man told me that one time.
Right.
Yeah.
They tell me, Richard Pryor was so funny, man, that he was knocking off Barbara Walters.
Golly. Wow.
Ain't that something?
Yeah.
It ain't come out until she died, though.
Yeah. And I hope she wasn't looking like she was looking at the end.
Well, I mean, that was back. Richard was it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Richard was just going without, wild and crazy guy there.
Yeah.
Who's still here?
Yeah.
Who's still there, Kim? Who you talking about? Barbara Walters? She checked out of here. She passed away.
Yeah.
Yeah, she passed away a couple years ago.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't that long ago.
not unless Kim asking me, is the lady still here?
Oh yeah, the lady's still over y'all in the pajamas.
Nah.
Eating soup.
Oh my goodness.
Campbell's. Chicken noodle. Yeah. What else going on right for man?
Well, see what I heard. Guess Kim. Yeah.
What else going on in the world?
I'm gonna have to roll out. What time the game come on?
8:00, man. Since 7:22.
No, you know me. I'm on old people time. I gotta get ready.
Yeah.
Yeah. I haven't eaten today, man.
Yeah. I had a little something after church. A little something. I haven't had nothing since. I probably won't get something before it get too late. Yeah. I don't like eating real late and stuff. But I enjoy, always talking to the fellas. Ravens lost, man, so a little tough. But if you watch the sports mix after, right, win, lose or draw, you're gonna be entertained. You're gonna hear some good takes on the games, but you're gonna be entertained one way or the other. So y'all keep tuning in.
Win, lose or draw, we here.
Go to the YouTube page, hit that subscribe button. The Facebook group if you're not in it, share it with your friends. Tell your friends to hit that YouTube, hit that subscribe. Trying to take this thing to the next level. We're gonna do some more live events. Get out, meet some people. Going roll out a new look for the show in the coming months. So y'all stay tuned for all that, man. We growing, man. The things is coming along. Shout out again to Ben Collins for the contribution.
Hey, Cheese.
Yes, sir.
Before you go, Cheese, can you let us into your thought process of how you came up with putting that bag on your head? Take us through that thought process.
Let me tell you something. The things that are so that you think you have to plan, they're spontaneous.
Spontaneous.
Yeah, it's just spontaneous. And I tell you, you don't like to plan those kind of things. It's just something you're born with.
That's right.
Yeah, you just, I mean, you kind of, you're born with that kind of stuff. And
That's what I'm talking about.
yeah. It just happened. It was like, yeah, like reverse osmosis. It was something that just, yeah, but anyway, that's another story. But anyway,
This guy.
I appreciate that, Cheese. I appreciate
thanks, man. Right, absolutely, man. Yeah,
This guy.
appreciate you, D. Thank you. God bless you. Good night.
Where else would you rather be?
I'm telling you.
Where else would you rather be?
Yeah.
I was wondering, man, whether they was gonna jump on the call after the text message was flying the other day.
Right.
Oh man.
You know what?
Man.
We look. Yeah.
We need to do that one live.
I'm not saying we have to find a location for those text messages, but we're gonna have to find an address to address them text messages. Yeah.
Hey. And that one can't be on this platform. That one can't be on a StreamYard or Zoom. That got to be out in public. And got to have some people in the audience. And we got man. And I mean, it was hot on the text message. Can you imagine if we all in the same room?
Yeah.
That was nice.
Yeah,
man, that was nice.
Oh man,
it was.
The text message was nice. Yeah.
And then you got people in the crowd that's chiming in too, throwing their 2 cents in that thing. Oh man.
Yeah, that was fun.
Might need security for that one.
Yeah.
I enjoyed
some securities.
Yeah.
Kim said she gotta get on Cam. Yeah, Kim, come on. Yeah, can you invite Kim on next time?
Yeah, I'll get you on here, Kim. And that's a small thing.
Right.
Her takes are A1, man.
You know what she's talking about. So
yeah, her takes are A1.
Thing. Yeah.
But don't come in here thinking there's gonna be a easy ride, Kim. Don't come in here. You better come hard. You better come hard. You better come correct. No, just kidding.
Oh man.
Kim said, I got something for y'all.
Right.
Yeah. Hey, I appreciate it, man. I appreciate everything. All of the comments. Kim, appreciate you, for your comments and your additions to the show. Definitely bring some flavor.
Ben Kyle.
Much needed.
People chiming in today as usual.
Yeah, that's good, man.
Yeah. So
Ira in the building. Ira McCullough. It's Ira Sutton.
Sutton, what's up, Soap?
What's up, Ira?
Yeah. What's up, Ira? I just saw him.
Yeah. Well, I might as well end it the same way I started it, since we got a little theme music. You know what I mean? I'm gonna let my man Big Lou take us up out of here.
All right,
Big Lou, gotta get you back on too, big brother. But yeah.
Big Lou. Yeah. You in the mix, man. You in the mix. Sports mix. Yeah. You in the mix. Rockin' with Kenny. When it comes to news, man, they got plenty. Sports mix with Kenny. News and knowledge. A lot of dope techniques make kids become scholars. You need to tune in. A lot of hot topics. When it comes to sports,
get that bag off your head. I don't want you passing out on camera.
I know, right?
And we can't get over there to save your ass.
I know, right?
But you never know who he has as a guest. So grab a cold one, man, and just tune in. You in the mix, man.
Peace out, fellas.
You in the mix. Sports mix. You in the mix. Rockin' with Kenny. When it comes to news, man, he got plenty. You in the mix, man. You in the mix. You in the mix.